Coach David Hunt, thank you for taking time with us off the Block blog. Let's start with last week. You had a week off. How did it benefit the team?
You know what? Anytime that you can get a substantial amount of time off, specifically at the end of the year, after you've been grinding through it, I think it's beneficial for you. And luckily, we went through a stretch where we were off for 13 days, and then we played BYU in the MPSF semifinal. So hopefully that prepared us for the challenge of being off just over a week this time.
Of course, it also helped that the week off was the week of finals and graduation, right?
Yeah, it sort of aligned well. When I first started at Pepperdine, we would play the MPSF final the night of graduation. So that was always a challenge, especially if we were away from home. So it's nice that now that everything got moved up a week because of the play-in match. If we had to play in the play-in match, it would have been a little bit of a challenge. But we dealt with a few of those challenges earlier in the fall when we had the fire come through and we had to bump back our training. So we felt that anything that we got dealt at the end of the year, we were going to be prepared for it.
Let's talk about the team that you're going to be playing, the Princeton Tigers. They won the play-in match. You also played them on December 30th. So how is the team that you have seen on tape at the end of the season, how does that differ from the team that you played in December?
Oh, man, they're light years better, as is everyone else. You know, I think when we played them on the 30th, they had come out here, didn't have much training time. We got in the gym and we wanted to play a good team, and luckily Sam was willing to play us then. So I know they have two players that came back around February. They settled in on the lineup when we saw them early. You know, they were trying a few different lineups. So, you know, they got some interchangeable parts that are really, really good for them. And they're a lot better, like I said, now than they were maybe a few months ago, as we all are. And, you know, everybody that we're going to see from here on out is playing good volleyball. So, yeah, we expect a good challenge.
Let's go back to that December 30th match. I'm not sure how much you can really take out of that. But, one area that Princeton was better than Pepperdine, statistically speaking, was blocking. Pepperdine was outblocked 7-4 in that match. So how do you plan on rectifying that on the match on Tuesday?
Oh, man, I don't know. You know, we don't control whether we block the ball. We can put ourselves in good spots. We can serve the ball tough, but, you know, we don't really control how many blocks we get. We know their distribution patterns, but, you know, they have good hitters. So it's going to be, can we slow down their main attackers, which is going to be a handful. And the nice thing about playing them early on is we know how good of a team they are. Sometimes when you haven't seen a team or a team from the East where you don't hear much about them, maybe on the West Coast, there's a little bit unknown. And the nice part is we've played them, we know how good they are, and there's a genuine respect there. You know, as a coach, we don't have to convince our guys. Our guys know that the opponent that we face on Tuesday is good.
Let's talk about one of those hitters you'll be facing, George Human. He leads the Tigers in blocks, attack percentage, kills, points, almost everything. Besides those numbers, what really sticks out to you about Human, and how will you plan on neutralizing him?
Man, I don't know if you can neutralize him. He's good. Yeah, I remember watching George as a young guy out of the Midwest, and he's always had the skills, and it seems like Sam's doing a nice job of developing him. And he can hurt you in lots of different ways, as you mentioned, and not just, you know, from the service line, blocking, attacking, but he also does it at in various areas along the net as well. He can hit quick, he can hit a high ball, he can hit on the right, he can hit on the left, he can do lots of things for him. So, yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily slowing him down. We just, yeah, we got to be ready. We can try to stay one step ahead of him, but he's a good volleyball player, so it's going to be tough.
What position does he actually play?
You know, he's just a volleyball player for him. So, I mean, he lines up as an opposite most of the time, but he's a volleyball player.
Good answer. You haven't played at Long Beach State in a few years. So how do you prepare for playing in a gym that you haven't played in a couple years?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like every other road match that we play. We only play in the other gyms, once a year. So I don't know if it's too much different. We'll get in there and we'll practice on Monday and give it our best shot.
Couple more questions. We're going to focus on the coaches here. So let's. None of the players have played in the NCAA tournament that are on the current roster, but there's plenty of experience on the coaching staff. So is there a main theme that the coaches have been trying to preach to the players?
I mean, we rely heavily on Marv. Marv, Chip, they've played in lots of matches, important matches. So Marv keeps stressing to the guys, there's a lot of uncertainty that we're facing in terms of, hey, who are we going to play? Is it going to be Barton? Is it going to be Princeton? And, if you win this, then, as soon as we lose, what happens? And we're trying to coordinate with friends, family, and all that. And it's just one match at a time. And really, it's just one day at a time. So we had practice today, and, yeah, it's just one practice at a time, one day at a time. You can break it down even one rep at a time. And just, can we get better with what we're trying to do today? And I think that's a common theme, but that's been our theme all year. And, you jump too far ahead of yourself. And what you're doing right now can significantly affect what's going to happen tomorrow and a week from now. So we want to have a general idea of what should happen or could happen, but we got to be really good with what we're doing today.
And let's end on talking about Marv. He is going to be honored by the CIF City Section going into their Hall of Fame. Just another honor and a very award-heavy career, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just talk about, obviously, Marv's your mentor. Marv means the world to you. I'm not sure if there's anything that you can say that we don't know about Marv yet, but try us. What's something that we may not know about Marv that really, just even though you get to see him every day, you're always in awe of?
Yeah. So, I mean, the first thing is he's a better person than he is volleyball coach, and that's not a knock on him as a volleyball coach. That's really just a testament to what kind of person he is. And then, yeah, I mean, so here's a little story. I wear a shirt that says gratitude during the match, and somebody asked me if that was, our team's word or something this year. No, I don't think it's our word. I think that's just a general thing that we're always trying to teach young people. But it came from when Marv stepped down, we had a little retirement ceremony for him, and he came up to me a few weeks before that, and he goes, hey, I need a favor from you, but, hear me out. And I'm thinking, oh, man, what's coming, And he goes, I need a few hundred shirts. I think it was 300 shirts ordered from ASICS. And on the front, I need to say gratitude. And on the side, I want the American flag and Pepperdine volleyball. And I said, okay, I can do that. What are we going to do with them? And he goes, well, I'm at the, event in a few weeks. I'm going to hand them out. I said, so we're having an event honoring you, and you're going to stand at the door and hand out shirts that say gratitude? And he goes, yeah. All right, that sounds about right. So I think that just goes into what kind of person he is. And for me, I wear that. If the guys see it, I don't think that's a bad thing. And it just, keeps reminding me that, we're lucky to be doing what we're doing. And our guys are lucky to be doing what they're doing. And I think it's an good overall message vibe for our program, our university, and going forward.
You're also fortunate to be following the footsteps of a foundation laid by Marv, of course. Well, thank you for your time, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck in the tournament, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Sounds good, John. Thanks.